Welcome back to my channel, where today I am going to be making a roasted corn mac and cheese with a spicy queso. The first thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to make a spicy queso. This is going to be absolutely fantastic, and it's going to be rich, it's going to be creamy, and it's going to go so well in this mac and cheese dish. When it comes to making this queso, we have quinoa, sriracha, salt, ground flaxseed, soy milk, corn, and sweet potato. So the first thing I'm going to do is make my spicy queso, and so I'm going to start off with just doing some prep on some sweet potato. So I'm going to peel it and I'm going to cut it up into some smaller pieces. And now this time I'm just going to add some water and the sweet potato and boil that for about 5 minutes to get it softened. Alright, and the sweet potato is looking good, so now I'm going to empty this water out and I'm going to move on to heating up some corn, and then I'm going to cook off some quinoa. Alright, and I really just have frozen corn, so I just want a little bit of water in there just to help heat it and cook it faster. Alright, let's take a look at the corn. It's looking good, fully cooked. I'm going to drain out that water, and then we're going to move on to prepping up some quinoa. Add in a cup. We're going to add 2 cups of water. Alright, let's take a look at the quinoa. Alright, that's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and put that aside. Alright, we have a couple more ingredients to measure out. So it's about 1.5 cups of soy milk. A couple tablespoons of flaxseed. That's ground flaxseed. We have a teaspoon of salt. We need about a tablespoon of sriracha. Now, the sriracha you can do a little bit more or a little bit less depending upon how spicy you want it. I don't mind if it's a little bit more. It's probably about closer to 2 tablespoons realistically. Okay, and so now I'm going to add the ingredients into this blender. And now I'm going to blend this up. So the queso is in the fridge, chilling in there for the time being. I'm going to move on to making the components to the actual mac and cheese. I'm going to get everything in place that is going to be mixed with the pasta. Alright, and now it is time to start putting together the pasta part of this dish. So I'm going to start with preparing the red onion. So next up, I'm going to prepare some of these shishito peppers. They're kind of like a low to medium spice, I guess. I've actually never used them before, so realistically, I'm going to prep them up and just try a little bite of one and see what I think, and this is going to determine again exactly how spicy I want to have this. Alright, let's get a couple teaspoons of salt, some ground chipotle pepper. We're going to go with some butter, finally some corn. For this part of the recipe I have some shishito peppers. You can use jalapeno pepper if you want, some corn, red onion, salt, chipotle chili powder, some butter, and the only thing not shown here, of course, is some oil. Alright, so we're adding some oil to our hot skillet. Let that oil itself heat up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and add the butter. And the onion. And I'm gonna go ahead and let the onion cook up a bit. It's gonna get a little sweet. It's gonna get a little like roasty, and then I'm gonna add in the peppers. All right, so the onion's looking really good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add in the peppers. All right, so I'm gonna add in my salt and add in the pepper. And I'm going to add in my corn. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let that cook up for just a few minutes. And when that finishes cooking, I will set it aside and I will start cooking up some pasta. All right, let's take a look. All right, we're going to let that cook a little bit longer here. All right, let's take a look. That's looking much better. All right, so I'm gonna just give this a quick mix. I'm gonna put it aside, and then it's gonna be time to start heating up the pasta. All right, so we got the water heating up. Let's go ahead and throw a little bit of salt in there. And then next time we come back, we'll be able to add the pasta and get that cooking. The pasta I'm using is a cascatelli, and the reason why I'm using it is because of all of the grooves and the shape of it. It's going to really like scoop up the cheese and really incorporate all of these flavors together that we can have in every single bite. So I'm gonna go ahead and add pasta. All right, and there we are. That's what we're looking for the pasta. I'm gonna go ahead and strain it. I'm gonna oil up the pot. We're gonna bring everything back into this pot. So now I'm going to throw the lid on here and I'm going to put it in the oven, bake at 375 degrees for about 10-15 minutes. All right, and let's see the grand reveal. Looks absolutely fantastic. So we'll throw some green onion over the top. So overall, the process of this recipe is pretty simple, right? I mean, we make a spicy queso, which is super simple, of adding everything to the blender, getting it mixed up, doing some prep work for some ingredients to add into the pasta, mixing it all up and cooking it in our cast iron pot in the oven. So to me, this is like one of the ultimate comfort foods, right? It's so simple, but it's rich, it's flavorful, it's filling, it's warm, it's creamy. It's absolutely fantastic. So think about eating this and having the sriracha and the shishito peppers, and you know, it's absolutely fantastic getting in that heat, and you can moderate that heat how you want. You can use the shishito peppers, you can use jalapeno peppers, you can go with whatever pepper you really want to go with on that. You can use cayenne pepper, you can use chipotle powder. You know, there's benefits to each one, right? Adding heat, adding earthiness. And I think that's one of the great things about having this, you know, almost like Mexican street corn style mac and cheese, where, you know, you're really elevating that mac and cheese dish. So it's absolutely fantastic. It has so much flavor in it. The queso is really good. It's sweet and creamy, but very delicious. And the mac and cheese as well is awesome. I think going and using the noodles that I did was great. You don't have to use the same, there's flexibility there. I would say an alternative might be going with like a ziti or something similar, so it gets the cheese and the ingredients, you know, inside there and meshed up well. But overall, it was a fantastic recipe, and I look forward to having this one again. Like, this is certainly going to be a staple. It's great while it's cold out, and you can pair with other foods as well. Some of the other great things that I have on my channel, right? And you know, I appreciate you joining me today. I have some more great things coming up, and I'm your friend with food benefits, and I'll see you again real soon.